Trenton 365 with Jacque Howard. Profiling the businesses, organizations, and people that make Trenton better.
Hello, friends, and welcome to the Trenton 365 show. I'm your host, Jacque Howard. You're listening over WIMG 1300, the now four-time Stellar Gospel Music Award winning station. So shout out to the Stellars for recognizing WIMG doing some fabulous work here in New Jersey. And WIMG is the oldest radio station in the state of New Jersey. Why don't you just check the Wikipedia page on that? You can follow WIMG on the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, WIMG 1300. If you're watching, it's over WPHY Channel 25 covering Mercer County, New Jersey through the Verizon Fios network. And the Trenton 365 show has a Facebook page, and you can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Trenton 365. And you can post your events like the one we're going to be talking about tonight in the first segment of the program on the Trenton 365 community calendar page. Now, those of you who are regular listeners to the program will know this person who's sitting across from me is Audrey Walker. She is a cancer survivor, and she is also the founder and executive director of Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness. Now, every fall, I guess for the last 4 years?
Well, actually for 10 years.
10 years.
She's celebrated the 10th anniversary last fall.
Last fall. So last October was the 10th anniversary of the Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness Walk that took place at Cadwallader Park, along with Can Fitness and hundreds of other people. We had an amazing turnout. It was absolutely fabulous. So without any further ado, welcome back to the program, Audrey.
Thank you for having me here, and congratulations to WIMG.
Yes,
you are worthy of what you do in this community.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And that's because of people like you, who are doing amazing things as well. And a lot of times there's the unsung heroes or the heroes that are doing things that a lot of people don't know much about. And so with the Trenton 365 program, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure we can shine light on all these wonderful things that are happening in this region. And I want you to talk about Healing Stream BCA, Breast Cancer Awareness, after you share a little bit about your personal story, because your personal story is also one that's dynamic. It shows a lot of familial support, etc.
Okay. All right, so I am a 13-year breast cancer survivor.
Yes.
Praise the Lord. God has been truly good to me as far as this disease is concerned, and for many other reasons. I am a member of True Servant Church. However, we just changed our name, and we are the True Love Center now.
Okay. And
having breast cancer at the time as a member of the church, that's where we were born out of. Bishop Earl Jenkins is the one who's the visionary, who said to me, you need to take what was given to you and share it with others when you went through breast cancer. So I went through breast cancer 13 years ago. I found the lump. I immediately called my doctor, told my doctor what was going on. He immediately had me to have a mammogram. I had a mammogram, and they saw something that was suspicious. So I was sent to my surgeon, who had me to have a biopsy, and there it was cancer. Fortunate for me, early detection definitely made a difference. I acted immediately, and that's something that I really want to put out there. That early detection is so key to surviving this disease. And so I went and had surgery. I went through chemotherapy for 6 months, and then I went through something called Herceptin for a year. The chemotherapy, I had to go through different phases with that, but fortunately today I am a survivor. I am here 13 years later, and I just praise God for that.
Amen on that. And congratulations again. I mean, this is You know, when we talk about cancer, I mean, it touches so many lives, and I don't know if there's anyone who has not had someone close to them or in their life or themselves who have actually had a bout with cancer or something of that nature. So, again, kudos and congratulations. And I also want to say thank you for taking, at the encouragement of Pastor Earl Jenkins, taking the initiative to share your story and also do what you can to encourage people to get self-examinations, early testing, and to act on it.
Yes.
I think one of the things that stuck with me when you were here before, you were sharing about how a lot of people of color aren't taking those simple steps, the self-examination, or when they find something that's questionable, going to the doctor and asking questions. Can you just elaborate on that again?
You know, I'll tell you, Jacque, in the last 3 to 4 months, I have literally gone and spoken with several women who have had breast cancer. Of those women that I have spoken to, 4 of them have passed away to date from breast cancer. And speaking to those women, the thing was fear that stopped them from going immediately to have themselves checked. Another thing was they put their faith in front of the doctors. You have to have faith, but you also have to go, and I think should follow through with whatever your doctors are telling you to do. One stated that she just decided, the doctor told her, you know, you have this, and if you do this, do these 3 things, that, you know, you'll have a better outcome. But she decided that, you know what, I'm just going to let God heal me. God will heal us. You know, we don't take anything for that. But God has given us doctors. He's given us hospitals. He's given us so much to alleviate this disease within us. And African American women, unfortunately, are now considered a high-risk group with breast cancer. And they're a high-risk group because although you have other females who, white females, they actually, you have more numbers, at least that's what statistics say, there are more numbers of those women who get breast cancer. However, although we're the lesser number, we are the larger group that will die from it. And there are many reasons for that. We really need to begin to look at our nutrition. We really need to begin to look at exercise. We really need to begin to look at our self-advocacy. We have to advocate for ourselves. Because you can I've had women who've gone to the doctor, well, I really felt something. The doctor said, no, that's, you know, it's okay, you'll be fine. And then they find out a year or 2 later that they're at an aggressive stage of cancer. So when you know that something's going on in your body, you have to go. If that doctor doesn't satisfy you, you go to another doctor until you find one that is going to continue to seek out what is going on with you and to give you a better diagnosis.
Thank you for that. Is there something that we can partner on to help get the word out on a consistent and regular basis? I know we had talked before that, you know, generally October, everyone's got pink on, everyone is breast cancer month and on. But this disease doesn't care what time of the day or what time of the year it is. And if you have it, you just don't have it in October. You have it all the time, or you don't have it. So what can we do, or if you want to think about it, and we could come up with some sort of a way to partner so that this is on the forefront of people's minds on a regular basis about, hey, get the self-examination. If you have a question, seek some more information, talk to some other people, seek other medical help if necessary.
Well, I will think that through, because we do need partnerships not only with us, but in several communities, because this disease is really rampant in our own community. So you can imagine how it is throughout New Jersey, throughout the world, with all women. One thing that we can do, like you said, we can every month maybe just put it out there somehow on the radio or Facebook, because that's what we're going to begin to do even with the healing stream. Just continually send messages on Facebook about the disease, like, get your mammogram. Get your mammogram today. If the breast cancer runs in your family, you should get mammograms earlier. Things like that. Just giving education. Education and knowledge is what we really need to get out there, and we need to really get out there the severity of what is going on with this disease, because breast cancer is the #1 killer of African American women.
When you did the event in October, the annual walk, it was also encouraging to have Pastor Leon there.
Yes.
Who is a male. Men are being diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, for those of you who may think this is some sort of a comedic gesture or something, men are being diagnosed with breast cancer. And Pastor Leon had a double mastectomy,
That's right.
if I remember correctly.
That's right.
And he was sharing about the importance of men also paying attention, self-examinations, etc. Because maybe that's something we can also add to that as well.
That's right.
And I also, since we're talking about cancer, I also want to say that I recently went for an annual exam, and skin cancer now is a big deal for African Americans and other people of color. And before, we never thought about that. We don't really need to worry about sunscreen or any of these other things. That's a cancer that blacks don't get. Well, now they're seeing that there's an alarming rate of blacks and Latino Hispanics who are now getting skin cancer. So that's another thing that we need to be cognizant of and think about it. I mean, if you have the love for people in your life, you got to get checked out. And it's like everything else. We got to do routine maintenance, and we got to stay on top of things.
Right.
So consider Trenton 365, and I'm sure WIMG as well as being partners on that.
And, I don't know much about skin cancer, but to your thought, I was at the gym exercising, and there was a young lady there, and I was talking to her about the brunch that is coming up, trying to, get her to support it. And I said, I'm a breast cancer survivor. And she said, young woman, she said, well, I have skin cancer. Now, I've been exercising with this woman for probably around 6 months and never knew that. And so, she literally showed me, and she said, but I'm young, I have no children, so I really don't want to go through the chemotherapy. So she's decided to do the exercise, eat right, just for a while, just to see what happens. But just to your point, skin cancer is becoming something that we really need to get more information on, be more knowledgeable about, and understand that, yes, we get it too.
Thank you, Audrey. In the studio with me, I have Audrey Walker. She is the founder and the director of Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness. And they are located, I'll give you the phone number, 800-580-4738. 800-580-4738, extension 117. We're going to be talking about her Knowledge Scholarship Brunch, which is coming up this Saturday, and we're going to be talking more about that in the second half of the program. You're listening and watching the Trenton 365 show.
The child you bear will become the greatest of men.
From the network that brought you the Bible.
There has been talk about Jesus. They say he's healing the sick.
Comes the life of Jesus Christ.
His preaching is what concerns me.
He's helping people.
From those who knew him best.
We are his followers. We've seen him do wondrous things.
I am the resurrection and the life.
Jesus, his life. Tonight at 8 on History.
Some knowledge belongs to us and us alone. The way our girlfriends walk, talk, touch their hair. Details that only a sister can know about her girls. But what about our other girls? The ones we carry with us every day. Our bond with our sister girls gives life. But knowing your breasts can save it.
You don't know
Go to knowyourgirls.org for the facts you need on breast health. Brought to you by Susan G. Komen and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Trenton 365 Show. You can send me an email, Trenton365show@gmail.com. And the 365 are the numbers, 365. In the studio with me in the first half of the program is Audrey Walker, and she is from Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness. And again, folks, I want to encourage you to reach out to this nonprofit organization if you have interest in supporting in any way possible, or if you are someone or someone in your life has cancer, not just breast cancer, but cancer in general, but it's called Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness. But we want to encourage people to get educated, to gain knowledge about this, and most importantly, do the self-examinations and get to a doctor, especially if you feel as though something's not right inside of your body. You know your body best. And the best way to do that, Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness is located at 2630 South Broad Street in Hamilton, New Jersey. The phone number is 800-580-4738. 800-580-4738, extension 117. Now, I know that there's people in the listening and viewing audience. As Audrey and I were talking earlier, everyone, for the most part, has someone in their life or themselves who have succumbed or has had a bout with cancer. So there are definitely people in the listening and viewing audience. This is a great opportunity for you to get involved in a local nonprofit. This isn't like one of the international or national organizations where you get involved and it just becomes a number and you don't know where the funds or anything are going. This is going to assist people right here in this community in Mercer County, New Jersey. So just call over to Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness, 800-580-4738, extension 117. All this information will be up on the Trenton 365 social media pages as well. So, Audrey, you were sharing a bit earlier about your personal experience and that you're a 13-year cancer survivor. So, woohoo on that, right?
Amen.
And you were encouraged to start this organization by your pastor, R.E.A.C.H. Jenkins, and at True Servant, which is now the Love Center. The True Love Center. It's going to take me a little while to get used to that. Yeah. And you've been doing a breast cancer awareness walk annually in Cadwallader Park for 10 years. For 10 years. So you've got this second annual Tea of Knowledge scholarship brunch that's coming up this Saturday. So let's talk about that.
Okay, so that's us accomplishing. The T is actually the Healing Stream accomplishing one of our missions. One of our missions is to see that 3 college students receive scholarships who themselves or someone in their immediate family is going through cancer. So fortunately, we have our 3 students for this year. We actually started this in 2016. That's when we had our first annual. And we had it at the hotel in downtown Trenton. It was a beautiful event. We had over 200 people there. It was real sassy and classy. We had hats and it was a tea. And the food was delicious. And we honored prayer intercessors at our first one. And then we gave scholarships to 3 deserving students. This year, we're going to do this like every 2 years. So this year, we are honoring 3 deserving students. And no, we're giving scholarships to 3 deserving students. And we're going to honor our first responders.
Oh, great.
Police officers, firefighters, and EMTs. Why these? Well, you know what? When it comes to being sick, these 3 responders are the ones who come in, and they're the ones that you're holding on to make you feel safe. Unfortunately, I had a sister that had cancer, and she passed away from it. However, when she was sick, And we had to call on these responders. All of them came, the EMT, the firefighters, and the police officers. And they just gave us so much encouragement and hope, you know, when they were there. So we just felt like these are deserving people in our community that work toward, I mean, their services for many things other than that, but we're honoring them this year. So the T is the recipients. This year we have 2 males and a female, and two of the males, unfortunately, their mothers had breast cancer. One of the mothers passed away in October of 2018, and the other one just passed away February of 2019. So unfortunately, their mothers will not be here. However, these children, they are resilient, they are smart, they, instead of, you know, they have grief, but their education is now for the parent who left. You know, they're going forward in their education. And we feel so great about being able to do this for these children. One of the recipients, her dad actually had cancer. And like you said, it's not just breast cancer that we are talking about here. He has, I wrote it down because I knew I wouldn't remember it. It's non-Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer. And it's a form of cancer in the lymph nodes that attacks your immune system. So one of the students, her dad is going through that right now. So this is just one of our missions, and we're giving each of these students a $1,000 scholarship toward their college education. And that is what we're going to do on that day. We usually like to make it like an awards dinner because we want it to just be beautiful for these recipients. Yeah. And it's going to be a beautiful thing. This year we're wearing our, what do you call them, fascinators instead of the hats, and it's a tee. And it's just going to be a great event.
That's fantastic. So I'm going to read off some of the details about this. It's the second annual Tea of Knowledge Scholarship Brunch, presenting scholarships to college students impacted by breast cancer. It's going to take place at Pierre's of South Brunswick, 852 Georges Road, Monmouth Junction, New Jersey. And you can find out more by calling Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness at 800-580-4738, extension 117. 800-580-4738, extension 117. Ticket prices are $55. It's going to happen this Saturday, April 6th, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And make sure that you understand that they're also going to be recognizing first responders, EMTs, police, and also the fire department. So these young people, an organization like this does so much for people who have cancer, who are battling cancer, who are fighting cancer, but it also does more for the holistic family that's involved as well. Before, you had shared about some of the things that Healing Stream does to assist these families. Can you just share about that again?
Well, last year, we've gotten calls from women who are going through breast cancer who have lost their jobs and who they're running out of their disability. And we've gotten calls to literally say, you know, I'm a breast cancer victim and I do not have money to even buy food. So we go and we give them, we go to like different stores and give them certificates to go in and get food.
Gift cards and things.
Okay, yeah, gift cards. And then we also have taken women to get their nails done, get their feet done, you know, buy a wig, just give them a day of beauty. So we've done that. We've also, what else have we done? Oh, we've had people to clean people's homes. We've actually hired organizations to come in and clean a person's home who cannot do it themselves.
And so I just want the listening and viewing audience to know that, this is what's so special about this organization, Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness, located right here in Mercer County. It's not just you make a donation of your time, your talent, and your treasures, and it goes into some giant pot that's a national organization. Nothing against those organizations, but sometimes it's really important to drill down right where you are located, and to know that there are people, sometimes your neighbors, sometimes people in your own home, who are stricken with these illnesses, and organizations like nonprofits like Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness is making an impact. So there's opportunities for you to cook a meal, for you to clean a house, do some yard work, maybe take someone on running some errands, or like you said, having a day of beauty, being able to get your hair done, your nails done, buy a wig, maybe some new clothes or something of that nature. And I think that what it comes down to is just uplifting someone's spirit, because when they're uplifted in their spirit, I assume that's also encouraging them in their fight.
Well, these are some of the intimate needs that we don't think about, that people actually really need. And does it encourage their spirit? Of course it does. But it also alleviates some of the stress that these families are going through. We've even had families who didn't have a ride to go, they didn't have money to go get their chemo treatments. So we drive them to different places. We've had families who just were so afraid that, to go alone. We go with them, we hold their hand, So, yes, it alleviates the stress. And stress is something that science is now saying that is a big factor in causing our cells to be irregular and become cancerous. So if we can alleviate some of those stress factors, which is what we try to do, which is what we do believe that it helps the person now holistically. We've even gotten them to go and do exercise, different things that we have found, give them nutritious plans, maybe eat like this, cut this out. So educating them, financially helping them at some points in their lives. Some people need babysitters. It's amazing how you think that there are people that you believe that you can depend on. However, when you ask them to do something, then they want to be paid for it. So we do that as well. If you need child care while you go and, take care of yourself, then we'll help you in that aspect as well.
Well, I'm again appreciative for what you're doing and what the organization is doing, and also to your pastor, Pastor Jenkins, for even having the spiritual fortitude and awareness to make the suggestion, and for you to follow through on it. Because I think a lot of times for human beings, I think that's where we miss opportunities. Like, we may have an idea, but we won't follow through on it. Someone may encourage us, but we won't follow through on it. And I think, we only have a couple minutes left, but I remember hearing something as a young person where somebody was praying, God, I need this, and kept praying to God. And it was somebody who was on top of a roof in a flood.
Right.
And a boat came and a helicopter came and all these things. And then the person gets to meet God, and God's like, and they're like, God, why didn't you answer my prayers? I sent a boat. I sent a helicopter. What else do you want me to do? And that's a bad joke telling, but I'll get that better. But anyway, the long story short is that I think that we have plenty of opportunities that we pigeonhole ourselves with our thinking, instead of saying, hey, is God working through the life of this person or this organization, and are they really here to help me?
Right.
And should I take this help?
Exactly.
So one more time, I'm going to read off here. So on Saturday, April 6th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. is the second annual Tea of Knowledge Scholarship Brunch, presenting scholarships to college students impacted by breast cancer. This is going to take place at Pierre's in South Brunswick, New Jersey. 852 Georges Road in Monmouth Junction, New Jersey. My apologies. They'll be honoring first responders, the police, and also the fire department. More information is available at 800-580-4738, extension 117. Audrey, why don't you finish up with the last couple of words in the next 30 seconds or so?
Okay, I just want to add something to that. Our speaker of the day is Dorlena Salmons Hackett. And people will probably know her by Drelina Salmon's
Posey.
Posey.
Yes.
She will be our speaker on that day, and she has 40 years of experience in public health. She is a minister, and she is a breast cancer survivor. And I believe that she is really going to bring an education to all of us on that day. So I just wanted to put that out there. She is our speaker, and we have great expectations for her.
Great. And yeah, we'll chat about that and after the air. But I do also want to say, folks, if you feel something, see something, say something, get checked and do the self-test.
Absolutely. And early detection is key, and self-advocacy. Those two things are key in a greater outcome.
Fantastic. Audrey Walker of Healing Stream Breast Cancer Awareness. You're going to be back, or someone will be back from the organization within the next 6 weeks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Right. You've been listening and watching the Trenton 365 show. Segment number 1 is done. Segment number 2 will feature my interns, Neisha Kelly and Vont Leak. So stay tuned for the Trenton 365 show over WIMG 1300.
Tears in my eyes. I need you to come through for me. Ooh, hey, oh, you came yes, you did. You broke through the water. Oh, I need you to come through for me. Right now I'm in trouble on every hand. I need you to come through for me. Right now there are questions I don't understand. I need you to come through for me. You came through. Yes, you did. I know you brought Moses through the water, and I need you to come through for me. Brothers, won't you help me say right now, my brother. No, right now, oh yeah, and right now, I'm on my knees. I know you can come through for me. Oh, I need you. Hey, Lord, I need you. I need you, Lord. Oh, Lord, I'm down on my knees. Yes, I am, and I can't make it on myself.
in public interest, and we're going to be interviewing with Vont, R.E.A.C.H, and let's go. So, Vont, tell me a little bit about yourself.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to say thank you. It's an honor to have you because we're both Jacque's interns. So this is your first time on that side of the interview table. So
go easy on me.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So so I'm a 17-year-old senior in high school who is going to William Patterson University in the fall to continue my education in communications and media production. I want to go to college to become eventually a filmmaker, doing directing, writing, producing, and just a filmmaker overall, because that's just doing that is it's a real big passion for me. And then because I come here every weekend, I've so intrigued with talk show hosts like Jimmy Fallon and Stephen Colbert, Conan O'Brien. I want to become
good ones.
Either a radio or TV talk show host, because I don't know what it is, and I've obviously experienced it more since I've been here and seen Jacque do it every single week. Something about just meeting all these interesting people and finding out, picking like you said earlier, picking their brains. It's just an amazing aspect.
Yeah, I know I've only been here for a few weeks, but you have made a very profound effect on me. I feel like you're not saying you're old, but an old soul. You're very knowledgeable.
I try.
What made you what movie did you see, or what made you want to get involved with filmmaking? I
don't know if it was so much movies. I know, I was just the type of person, when I was younger, I always used to watch movies and be I wouldn't ask you questions about what the story's about or what the movie's about. I ask questions like, oh, how'd they do that? How's this? Oh, wait a minute, this scene doesn't look the same as, this shot doesn't match the same. So I guess, that played a part in it. And then I'm in love with, the work of directors like Spike Lee, Jordan Peele, Tyler Perry, things like those, they're creators. And to watch them... So to hear their stories and hear how they came up, and for them to be inspiring and motivational black directors. I mean, I'm fans of 1,000 other directors, but those are just a couple that I can handpick and say oh, I love this, I love that, and I love that, and I want to be able to encapsulate all that they do and eventually do that for myself.
Okay, so with filmmaking, what's the genre you want to be? I mean, not to pigeonhole you.
Yeah, no.
But what genre interests you the most? Horror, documentaries?
I've always obviously Tyler Perry's been around for more than Jordan Peele. Tyler Perry does comedy. I love comedy. I've always anybody that knows me, even you in the month or so we've known each other. I love entertaining people. And if you watch my YouTube videos, I love making people laugh, and no matter what way, shape, size, or form that is, I love making people laugh. So definitely comedy, because I feel like that's the most, basic form genre of film. But at the same time, like I mentioned, Jordan Peele, Us just came out, and then Get Out, and to see those two different brands of film, where they're horror mixed with mystery and thriller, they keep you on the edge of your seat, and they're making you there's things in it you gotta pick apart, the movie itself, wait a minute, I didn't notice that, let me go back and watch it. I want to be, that's an end goal of mine, to be able to make a film like that and have people be not confused, but oh, I didn't even catch that. Wow.
Right. Yeah, because, movies today, they're made faster than they used to be.
Yes.
So, the message is not a lot to send a message to you through. And I like comedy. I like that you want to do comedy, because there's a lot of truth in laughter.
Right. Yes.
That people don't realize it. So, you play the drums?
Yes, ma'am.
All
yes,
right.
ma'am.
I just read something about the Trenton Orchestra, and I see that they're planning their 3rd annual orchestra music fundraiser.
Yes. So,
what's that about?
So I work at R.E.A.C.H on Independence Plaza on South Broad Street, for people in Trenton that know where that's at. And I've worked there for I've worked there for a little over 3 years. And so I thought it'd be 3 years ago I had this idea. Let's do a live concert performance type thing.
Okay.
And so I talked to my boss, I talked to my musical director, and I was like, let's make this happen. So what we did, our first year doing it was 2017. I was in a band at the time called Cornbread. So us and then members of the orchestra, obviously, we got to R.E.A.C.H, and for 3 hours we just played music that we play in the orchestra. We played random things, and then we had people come out, and 20% of all the proceeds went towards the orchestra, which was a great event, because it was, and we've been so gracefully blessed to have good weather. Both years we've done it so far, and this year is the third year we're doing it on May 31st from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's a good night. Roy Richardson will be there. If you guys don't know, he's a local musician in the city of Trenton. He's amazing. A bunch of other young, talented Trenton musicians will be there. Myself. Also, just come out, enjoy. If you love music, come out, enjoy many different musical styles of music. Enjoy some ice cream, and I promise it's gonna be an amazing night.
And again, I have to ask. I see that you want to be a talk show host.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess what I would want to ask you is, what would make you stand out from the rest of the talk show hosts? What uniqueness can you bring to being a talk show host?
I feel like myself, I try to, even though it doesn't seem like it, I'm always working on something. And I'm not always putting out projects because I'm working, I have my hands, in so many, I guess, what's the saying? So many I don't know what the saying is, but yeah, I have my hands in so many baskets. And so I want to be able to, do this, that, and the third and make sure it works. There's a lot of people that try to do things just because they work. I want to be the person that starts things because they work. I want to have my whatever it is, my segment, my skit, the thing that I'm known for. So whatever it may be, I want to be the next, if you want call me Arsenio or whatever. That's the end goal. So
okay. And what with your talk show, what would be Ellen, she have people on that have done things in their community and things. What type of topics would you want to tackle? What do you think we need to tackle that hasn't been tackled right or yet?
A lot of social issues, racism. I want to cover obviously if I had a talk show. I have if you have a movie coming out, I'll bring you on so we can promote your movie. If you have a book coming out, if you have XYZ coming out, but to be able to cover social issues such as racism, sexuality, Audrey Walker said, breast cancer and other
cancer.
Yeah, other cancers and illnesses like that. To be able to bring a light and a voice to the people or the community that people don't have, the people that don't have voices. I want to be able to bring that voice because that's something I feel like people look at and they're oh, it's a minority. When it's not, because there's a big number of people that you don't even know are part of this community. Like I said, since I've come to this show, I've met so many people that you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they're a part of. You don't know anything. So until you sit down with somebody and talk to them and figure out what's going on, it's amazing what you find out. It's amazing how many other people you see are involved with that. So to be able to bring all those people together and give them a voice that nobody else is giving them, that'll be an amazing feeling.
Okay, so let's do I'm not going to call it the shameless plug, but let's plug away about where people can reach you.
Okay, my YouTube channel, which I will be making my official comeback to next weekend, the weekend of April 12th, either for that Friday or Saturday. YouTube.com/VONTLEAK. That's my name. And you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, VONTLEAK. I post a little infrequently there, but you can always catch me there. I'm always over there. So, yeah.
All right, it was a pleasure being able to do this.
Thank you. I want to say to you, and before we go to break, we're gonna switch out like Jacque has his interns do sometimes. We're gonna switch out, and we're gonna switch sides of the table. I'm gonna ask you some questions because Neisha is an intern with me. I know you guys are a little more familiar with me because I've been an intern since I don't know. It's been August. So what's that, 7-8 months? And so I want to say thank you for interviewing me, and I'm excited because I'm about to pick apart your brain. I hope you're ready for the curveballs I'm about to throw you.
I hope so.
You guys have been listening to the Trenton 365 show. Neisha Kelly's been sitting here with me. I'm about to pick apart her brain and see what's going on and all the things that she's involved in. We'll be right back with more of the Trenton 365 show right after this.
Do you have chronic back pain, knee pain, or arthritis? If you have Medicare or private insurance like Aetna, United Healthcare, Humana, or Blue Cross, you may qualify for a safe, drug-free remedy for your everyday back and knee pain, but you must call now. You may be eligible for a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. These pain relief braces are ideal for back pain, arthritis, sciatica, leg pain, knee pain, and other painful conditions that make life difficult. Our associates will work directly with Medicare or your insurance company for free. Your knee or back brace will be delivered directly to your door. Imagine playing with your grandkids or enjoying tennis or golf again. Call the National Knee and Back Brace Center to qualify for your Medicare or insurance-covered knee or back brace.
Call 800-416-0773. 800-416-0773. 800-416-0773.
And welcome back to the Trenton 365 show. My name is Vont. If you guys are not familiar with me, I'm an intern here at the show. And I'm excited because if you did not catch the last portion of the show, I was interviewed by the great Neisha Kelly, and so now we are switching the roles a little bit, turning the table. She took off her jacket because she knows I'm about to ask her some hot and heavy questions. Neisha Kelly, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So first and foremost, tell me a little bit about not so much your background, what you do now, because I want to get straight into it. What do you do now? What do you like to do as a hobby?
Okay, well, I love to write, and to me, that's I guess dancing would be my hobby because writing is my love. It's always been. When I learned how to read, I started writing because I was so inspired.
Right.
You know, it's always been a good source of therapy for me. So, at this stage in the game, I'm doing a lot of stuff. Like, I have, and it's not to brag, I'm involved with Toastmasters. I go there to help me with public speaking.
Right.
I also I'm a client at Dress for Success, of Mercer County in Central Jersey.
Nice little plug. Shout out Dress for Success.
And I love it because both things and doing open mics too, have helped me grow as a person that speaks in public. Because normally I would just get on the stage, say something real quick, and run off.
Right.
You know, but now I'm growing and becoming more comfortable talking.
And writing, how has writing been able to help attribute to you not only dipping your hand in doing all this stuff, but it has being able to approach all these, like you said, you're doing more public speaking now. So how has that been able to attribute to that?
It's made it a little bit easier. I'm more comfortable. Like they say, practice makes perfect. So I practice a lot, but I put myself out there. Like normally I want to be like, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But the thing I don't want to do that seems like it's positive at least, I do it anyway. Like I go against the grain of how I feel and I just jump in. And it's proved to be very good for me to do.
Right. So would you say you involving yourself in all these activities comes with the writing, or just how
it gives me more inspiration to write? And I've been blessed to work with people such as Jacque Howard and Ty Evans, who's my poetry mentor, that don't have big egos. There's no little eyes, no big eyes and little U's with them.
Right.
You know, they want to see you do good just like you want to see them do good.
Right. So because you don't just do writing, because every week as interns you and I have to write little bios about every guest, but you don't just do that. You write poems and spoken word. Tell me a little bit about that. And you said you do open mics too.
Yeah. For me, when I first started writing, I always questioned myself. Well, not writing, but performing. I always question myself, am I deep enough? Am I saying this right? Are people feeling what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but the more comfortable I became as a writer and doing spoken word, the more open I became, and that's how my mentor gave me the stage name Braveheart, because I tackle very tough subjects.
Right.
You
Because, like we said in the last portion, I'm a filmmaker, so I watch a lot of filmmakers. You, as a writer, I know you read a bunch of amazing poets and story writers. One quote that you said, one of your favorite quotes by writer Langston Hughes, is "Never let a dream be deferred." You said that a while ago, and I wrote it down because I took it with, I guess you said, with a grain of salt, and I thought about it wow, no matter what aspect it is, and if yours is writing in this case, take it and don't ever let it be. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise or be able to take that away from you. And that's your passion. So that's what you're amazing at doing. So you do You do poems, you do short stories, and you are actually the founder of Koi Magazine?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that.
Like, it ties into that quote, so never let a dream be deferred.
Mm-hmm.
And Koi Magazine is cultivation of you.
Yes.
Like, as a woman, I've been through some hard things, and I've had to, try to pull myself out of that. And I feel like writing about my struggles, or us struggles as women, period, was the most cathartic for me. Because it's so easy when you're going through traumatic things to forget about your dream, to forget about your baby.
Yes.
But it's another thing to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and just go do what you're supposed to do in life. Like, I remember we had interviews last week where the people were saying how they didn't want to go to their purpose. They were afraid to go toward their purpose. And for a while, I had a fear of success, too.
Right.
But then I said to myself, God wants you to do greater and bigger things, so you have to keep pushing yourself. So when I find myself like, nah, I don't want to do that, and I know it's positive and it'll help grow me, I do it anyway.
Right.
And then the results are way more than what I expect.
I think Langston Hughes would be proud if he heard you say that. So where can people tell everybody where they can read Koi Magazine, where they can find it?
Okay, so Koi Magazine is on WordPress, so it's koimag.wordpress.com.
Okay. And so backtracking a little bit to Lover's Quarrel, which was actually a relationship little blog that you used to write. Tell me a little bit about that, because oddly enough, I'm kind of interested. I've wanted to ask you about it for a minute now.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't done Lover's Quarrel in a while. It was actually inspired by, I used to watch Sex and the City all the time, and the main character, Carrie, she would write columns.
Yes.
And I was like, and she was always talking about relationship issues. That kind of inspired me. And I was, for a while, doing it under a pseudonym, which was Sweet Nectar, but, we're going to, we can't use that. But it was fun. It was really fun to open up about relationships, and it was a great start for me, because one of my first things that I wrote went onto this blog called Naked with Socks On. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but his blog was real big back in the day, and I just was like, wow, my writing got chose to be featured on his, so it was nice. It was really nice. Like, it gave me room to grow. Writing has always, like I said, been my therapy.
Right.
When I was going through traumatic times, I would write poetry. I might not write what I was going through, but I wrote poetry. But for me, writing makes everything real. So I'm working on a memoir, as I said before, and it's tough, because not everything I've been through has been good. And not a lot of people bounce back from that. But I had to keep pushing myself no matter what, because just because you go through things, you can't stay there. You got to grow from it.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason I feel like that's part of the reason everybody goes through, because God, I'm a firm believer that God doesn't put you in a situation that you cannot come out of. And so if you're going through struggle XYZ, yes, it may be hard, but in the end, you're going to be able to take from it. Yes. Your release, like you said, your therapy to come out of whatever situation you may be going through is writing. You're able to write through, whether you're writing about it or you're just writing about the complete opposite. You're able to relieve stress from it. And so to any Langston Hughes fans or anybody that's trying to dabble into writing or is scared, like does it, or scared, whoever is just interested in writing, take a minute to sit down, write, even if it's just words, write your feelings, write what you're thinking, because you never know what it could turn into. You never know what you're possibly capable of, and you could possibly be on your way to writing a blog post for famous authors, famous poets, or writing a book like Neisha is right here. We have we don't have a date, but 2019, this book is coming out, right? Do you want to just, the book, is it more like a memoir about your life, or is it just overall It's
a memoir about my life, and the reason why I felt like I wanted to speak on it was to heal. My mother, before she passed in 2015, she used to say, she'd call me every day and she'd say, "Did you write today?" And I would say no. And when we get off the phone, she said, "Make sure you write today." I said, "Okay, I will." And after her death, I stopped writing, because I just, I was in that mournful place.
Right.
But then I thought about something she said to me about writing, and she said, "I want you to write your truth, whatever that is." She said, "Even if it doesn't cast me in the best light." And I was like, I thought that was interesting that she said that. But I also learned that was her releasing me to go ahead and write giving me my permission to write what was my truth, because sometimes you could grow up in the same house as somebody and not have the same struggles, and not even know what the other person is battling.
Right. A little differentiating. What is your end goal for writing? What, not even just for writing, but what is like your big dream that you want to achieve? Like I said, mine was becoming a talk show host, becoming a filmmaker. Where do you want writing to take you?
I just want to be at a place where I'm at peace, where I just write. And a long time ago, my dream was to write for Essence magazine. Mm-hmm. But then I created my own magazine, because sometimes to get in the lane, you got to create a new lane.
Yes.
So that was one of my things. Basically, music says, I just want to sing. I say, I just want to write. And my end goal is to be able to write forever, because I feel like you never get tired of writing. I saw the film The Notebook, and that really inspired me, because my grandmother had Alzheimer's. Mm-hmm. And it was so sad to see how she couldn't remember certain things. And that's why I write as much as I do. So if that ever happens to me, God forbid, I'll have my story to tell, to show.
Do you have anything that you personally want to say to anybody that reads Core Magazine, or anybody that just is interested in you and anything that you want to do, anything you want to let them know?
Well, not only do I want you to keep reading Koi Magazine, but I want you to also help encourage others the way others have encouraged me to keep doing your dream. Whatever that dream is, just keep pushing for it. It might seem like you're scared of success, but don't be, because it'll be the best release you'll ever have.
Right. It'll be in the end. Not even in the end, the process. I feel like the process, you trust the process, the journey is the best part. I'm a firm believer in that as well. But the end result, that is what makes it all worth it in the end. Right, real quick, before we end the show, what is your end goal here as an intern? What do you hope to get out of this internship?
I just want to learn and grow as a person, grow as a writer, grow as a journalist. I think it's an amazing opportunity. How many times are you going to get somebody to come to you and say, all right, I want you to intern, but I also want to know what you want to do outside of that, like what's going to help you grow and give you sustenance. And I think that's a really big thing. And I'm like, all I want to do is just learn, meet people, learn and grow and be inspired.
That's one of the positive things I want to say
and
about...
I want to inspire too.
Yes, about being an intern here at WIMG Trenton 365. Jacque Howard allows us the opportunity to not only intern and not work for him, but the opportunity to come here, meet all these people, but he asks us what we want to do. Whereas I've done this more than a handful of times, and I've gotten so much progressively better at it. Trust me, progressively better than I used to be. He's allowing you the opportunity to come to all these events with him and write, and it's heightening your abilities and your strengths and your weaknesses.
And it's pushing me out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, because you have to interact with so many people, which is not something that you're you're quick at the whim with. So. Real quick, how do you want people to contact you aside from Koi Magazine personally?
Just check me out on Facebook, Neisha Kelly on Facebook, and Koi Magazine has its own page.
Koi Magazine, koimag.wordpress.com, and Neisha Kelly, that's Neisha Kelly, regular spelling, on Facebook. Neisha Kelly, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Vont. You've been listening and watching the Trenton 365 show. Don't forget, you can go check out our website, Trenton365. Those are the numbers.com. You can email us at Trenton365show@gmail.com. Check out our community calendar and see what events we have coming up. I'm so excited because there's so many amazing things in the city of Trenton that you may not even know exist. So check out our website. My name is Vont. I hope to see you again next week. And until then, good night, everyone.